Hi, welcome to Marjorie's Kitchen, and today what I'm going to do is continue my little program, I guess, on cake decorating. I have made some examples for you that I'm going to show you how to do. I'm going to show you how to put the icing in a bag and how to pipe out different borders. This is our bag all ready to have some icing put into it. And the way to do that is to take your bag, open it, and turn the top edge over. Okay, that way you'll keep the bag cleaner and easier to use. Okay, so now we have our icing here. And I'm just going to give it a little bit of a spin with my knife, because actually it's been a couple of days since I made this. Alright, and you also might want to keep a nice damp rag nearby so you can wipe off your hands. But you just take a little bit with a knife. A knife is always a good way to do it, or a spatula, a long, thin spatula like this. Same thing you actually use for cake decorating. And just continue to pick it up and hold your bag, and then put it in and wipe it against your fingers. Give it a little shake. Continue to bring it down. You see, because you have your bag folded over, it's really very easy to put that in. You don't want to overfill your bag. Okay, so now you have icing in the bag, and bring it down until you just get enough, get rid of the air that's down there, and it will come out of the top. Okay, there it comes out of the top. Okay, so you have that ready. So that's how you fill the bag. And you're all ready to start to decorate. This is a star tip, and I'm going to show you how to make a star. You want to put your bag straight up and down, and notice how I hold when I hold my bag, I always support my bag with my other hand. Okay, very important. So you want to hold it straight up and down, and just, I don't have the tip right down on the board. I have it a little bit above the board, and it would be a little bit above your cake. And you squeeze, and then you stop. Take your pressure off the bag and lift up. Okay, so if you want the star right next to it, like you're going to make a border, you can, a little bit above, straight up and down, squeeze until it's the right size, stop, take your pressure off, and lift your hand up. Okay, squeeze. So that's a star. And to make this shell that I have here, okay, I'm going to put my bag at a 45-degree angle and just squeeze some icing out, let up on the squeezing, and then pull back down. Come right back up to the shell right before it, squeeze, and then let down. Squeeze, and then come down. Okay, now because we have a coupler on this bag, we can change from one tip to another. And I'm going to find a little rose tip here just to give you a little bit of an idea of how you can add to your shell border a little design. This is the rose. This is a small rose tip. I believe it's a 102 Wilton. And there's a point on the rose tip, and there's a wider side, so you want to put the wider side down. Okay, and so you're going to bring the wider side down, and you're going to squeeze right in between the shell. And then I stop, and I lift up. Squeeze. It's just going to make like a little fan. Okay, very pretty. This gives a little more texture to your design. Squeeze, and I stop completely, and I pick it up, sort of cuts it off. You squeeze until it sort of makes a little fan shape. It goes all the way across the border. So you have to sort of squeeze it hard so it goes over there. Alright? Gives it a little, if you're doing a wedding cake or something. Okay, so there you go. Hope you can see that. So let me just show you real quick how to go ahead and make these borders. That's your shell. Okay, then you can have a reverse shell. Go around, just go around in a circle in opposite directions. Or you can go back and forth like this. All the way around the cake. Or you can make a shell, put a little star. A star would be, that's the star. Okay, and then I'm going to actually show you the star real quick. A bunch of them. Go up right next to it for your border. Sometimes you're going to fill in a whole cake with little stars. You want to get real close for the border, and if you're going to be filling the whole top of the cake in, just come right up next to it. Squeeze, stop, and pull up. You can go in two different directions. You can make a little circle, just squeeze your star and come around. And that you can use to put a little candle in the center of. Okay, kind of keep your tip off top of the table, off top of your cake. Make little circles. Put your candle in. You can have a lot of fun. There's so many things to do. You don't have to exactly put your stars right next to each other. So have some fun. Here's a couple of more little borders. You can do a rosette. Rosettes. It's kind of like just piping out a circle. They don't have to be right next to each other. Then this is like my favorite one. This is a rope. It's a squiggle. Kind of reminds me of a Hostess cupcake. And this is another rope. You make an S, and you come out from underneath that part and make another S, and you just continue to do the S's. It's a little more elongated. And then we have, this is another example of the reverse shell, only sort of stretched out. Kind of pull it out. Then you go around more at the end of the tip. It's really very pretty. And then here I have my next class, which is going to be how to do roses, but this is just a little rosebud. So you're going to use a rose tip, and I'm going to show you that later. Okay, so a little rose bud. And then how to make a little leaf. Okay, I'm doing all this with white because I think that's really pretty, like if you're doing a wedding cake or something, everything is in white. But I will show you more about that in a little bit. That's my next video. Okay, I'm also going to show you how to color the icing and stripe your bags for roses. So that'll be coming up next. I'm going to show you how to clean your tips. I took all my tips and I took them and I pushed, there was icing in them, so I pushed out the icing into the garbage, okay, and then I put some, like a grease cutting thing like Dawn or Palmolive or something, you know, whatever you use, as a grease cutter for your dishes, and I put a little hot water and I'm soaking them, and then they make this little brush that's just for cleaning these out, and there's really almost, you know, there you see, there's really almost no other way. Even though I pushed my finger in there, This is what's going to help you really get the rest of the icing out. Little brush goes in there so nicely. So this little brush is a little great tool, great little tool. You got to have the right tools for the job. Okay. All done. And you rinse them off with some nice, clean, hot water, and you're all set to get started again. So now all the tips are dry, and I lay them flat on their sides so they dry out really well, and get them right back where they belong as quickly as possible. Don't put them up on your windowsill because they may get lost. Don't ask me why I tell you that, but just a little bit of a little advice. Okay, so have fun doing this, and I'll be back. I'm going to do another video soon on how to make an icing rose and the leaves. Bye.